Hi witches, in today's video we are going to be looking at diaries, journals and almanacs, in particular the ones that I chose for 2025. In 2024 we did have a look at the ones that I picked, and in today's video we are going to be making a little bit of a comparison. Some of these you will have seen before, and then I have an item that you haven't seen on this channel before. So if it sounds like something that's helpful to you, I'm going to be showing you exactly what I use for my witchcraft path. Then yeah, get comfy and we'll explore. Hi everyone, welcome back, happy new year. We've got a very topical subject for January. We're looking at diaries, almanacs, journals, and like I said in the intro, in particular what I am using this year. So you will have seen some of these books because some of them are the same as last year. I do believe witchcraft is supposed to be all about practicality, and from my point of view, if it ain't broke, then don't try and fix it. I did spend quite a bit of time online looking at other diaries and almanacs and products that I've not used to see if there was anything that I thought was worth buying. I didn't actually find anything really that sort of took my eye that I wanted to show you. However, I'm open this year to finding something, perhaps finding a better system than the one I'm using. So first of all, my first choice is the Eccolo planner. I used it last year and I found it so helpful last year that I've decided to just continue using it this year. I don't like the cover, I don't like the colour. I bought this one in TK Maxx. I can't remember where I got the other one from. It might have even been the Eccolo website direct. I think I'd seen it online and ordered it, but I can't actually remember. I've still got the price on this, $9.99, which I don't think is a bad price. I think that's about right, isn't it, for a diary or a journal or a planner? And yeah, very, very practical. It works for me. I use this to plan my life, which has many threads to it, and then I team it with the other items that I'm going to be showing you. There's a lot for me to juggle. I choose to use a month to view because, you know, like for example, my children are here every other weekend, they come for a visit. There's monthly things that happen, like my monthly moot. There are obviously monthly things that happen in terms of the moon, and there are monthly and weekly activities that I have to do and plan. So for me, it helps to look at the whole month. It also helps me pace when it comes to my energy and my health. So a month to view just wins it for me, hands down, every time. When I was younger, I used to do a week to view, and then before that, when I was even younger, I would basically just use my head. I would use my brain, my memory, and I would be able to remember everything from appointments to birthdays to where I needed to be to social things. It was all in here for many, many years, and I look back and I just can't believe that I used to do that. Nothing was missed, nothing was late, and I was on top of it. But now I very much have to plan, prep, write lists, organise myself, and even then it doesn't always go to plan. So I thought I'd look at the pros and cons of this planner. The pros, I guess, are the choice of covers and colours. I didn't find one in TK Maxx that I particularly liked. You would probably find one on the actual Eccolo website. They have lots of different options for the same planner. However, even some of those are just, they're not really me, to be honest. But this was like the best of a bad bunch, I thought. The design is by Juliet Meeks. Sorry, no offense to you, Juliet Meeks. I probably would have just gone for a plain colour given the choice, but it's nice and cheery, and it was the best out of all the ones I could find. I like the size. It's not too big. It's not too small either, because I want there to be room to write. I do like the tabs that are, just move that because it's got my telephone number on. I do like these tabs for each of the months. That's really, really helpful. And the front page at the beginning of each month is really, really helpful as well. So this is the front page, and they've improved this section. I think the titles that they've given these tabs are much better, they're much more useful, and there's a little diary here, a calendar view here, which I don't think they had last year. So there is, for each month, there is goals, to-dos, reminders, birthdays and other important dates, and it is quite helpful. And the to-dos has got like a little tick box bit as well, which I really like. I'm very much a planner. Last year it was goals, focus, important dates, highlights and notes, and this year they've got goals, to-dos, month calendar, reminders, birthdays and important dates, which I think is much more useful. I like the ring binder aspect because it saves space on the desk, and I like the fact that there are large boxes for each day. Because, you know, by the time I've written something down, I do need some extra space still. So this is still winning it for me. In terms of cons, I don't like the cover and the colour, but that is just personal choice. And there were stickers in here, which were attached on paper, attached by the ring binder. Excuse me. Personally, I find those a bit childish, and there's just no room for them really. I just want writing. I don't want loud, gaudy, big stickers saying things like "you got this." I just don't need that. I'm ambivalent about the quotes, to be honest. One of the first quotes in this book, and some of the quotes in here are quite nice, but they've got quotes from people, and if you don't like the person, then you're doomed a bit. You get in life what you have the courage to ask for. Oprah Winfrey. I'm not interested in Oprah Winfrey. There's one in there by Barbara Streisand. Don't want a quote from Barbara Streisand. As lovely as these people might be, I'm not sure about Oprah Winfrey, but no, just not my cup of tea. But works very well for me, and works well alongside the other books that I choose. I would like to see the moon phases in here. That's something that's quite unusual. Usually in dates, in diaries and date books and calendars, even like going back many years, there'd always be the moon phases, which is surprising because I think most people in society and in the population don't actually use them, but it would be very common to see them. So I really wish they put those in there. That would make this even better. It did get me thinking that I would quite like to design my own planner, basically, by combining all the elements of the things that I like and the things that I'm showing you in these books. That is definitely food for thought. I would love to create a witchy planner. So yeah, watch this space. Maybe it'll be something I'll manage to do. My second choice is the Almanac. Again, I had this last year. It's a seasonal guide 2025 by Leah Leendertz. Hands down my favourite book. It's full of information. That's all it is. There's no diary section, there's no planner. It is just pure information on basically the wheel of the year. There are some changes in this book, which is really nice. The cover's beautiful. Let me just compare it to the one from last year. So this was last year's, and this is this year's. I don't know if I've got them both on screen. This has got this beautiful silver shimmering, we've got a little constellation down here in the bird, and a moon and stars. Last year it was just the Almanac, the words that had the metallic writing. But yeah, really pretty. Somehow, even though they're the same width, it seems like there's more information in the newer one. So in last year there were like 10 different chapters within each month. This year there are 13. So last year there was in the garden, the sea, the sky, meditations, gardens, garden craft, nature, in the kitchen, snack of the month and folk song. And for 2025 there is month ahead, the moon guidance, gardening by the moon, in the ancient meadow, which interests me very much, megalith of the month, which again is brilliant, the sky, star story of the month, the sea, cake of the month, a song for the month, ancient astronomy, and then there's a bit of craft here and there. So yeah, a lot more going on in this one. How can you go wrong with cake of the month? I'm not eating cake at the moment, but you would think this to be very much something that you would buy and perhaps throw away, whereas actually it it's just showing you that with snack of the month and cake of the month, they're actually evergreen. And if you save all of them, then there's different information in each one, but for each month. So very, very helpful and absolutely fantastic for pairing with your planner. Beautiful, gentle energy, great for embracing the seasons, and definitely worth keeping. I'm so glad that I've got the other ones. I can't remember how far back I've got, but I get this every single year and I've been buying it for quite a few years now. Got to be 3 or 4. I don't know how long it's been going, but yeah, I've got quite a few of them. So that was my second choice. Again, I know it was the same as last year, but I'm not going to buy different items just for the sake of it, just to do a video, because I use these. So I will be on the lookout. So if you have got any suggestions for something you think I need to see, let me know and we'll definitely take a look. But as I said, I searched for quite a while online and I just didn't find anything that I thought we should take a look at, but I will continue that search. We have got, as my third choice, we've got Moonology, which again I used last year. You can't go wrong with this, to be honest. It's got everything you need to know about the moon. This was last year's, beautiful cover, and this year's even nicer. There's always a moon and there's always this like mirror image. Really, really pretty, love it. So this was my third choice. Every day has the moon phase and it has the astrological symbol of what that moon is in, what the sign that is in. Sorry, I'm trying to think and talk at the same time, getting ahead of myself. Lots of information on the different lunations and the different moon phases, including dates and times. An absolutely fantastic learning tool. There's no great changes this year, but again, if it ain't broke, why try to fix it? The only thing that I would say is different is that at the beginning of the month, they've got the times listed of the different major phases. However, I did spot somewhere in here that there were dates given for Beltane and Samhain, so that is new. I've not seen that mentioned in this before. Even though nothing really at all has changed in this, I would still buy it every year. It's very, very helpful for me and my work. Between the 3 books, basically I can't live without these. These just help me with so much. I use them endlessly and there isn't a time really where I need to carry all 3. If I needed to carry one, it's going to be this one, but even that is rare. But at home or when I'm working, I use these a lot. So they come highly, highly recommended from me. And you can connect with both ladies on Instagram. You can follow their pages and interact with them. Yeah, so that's what I've got. And then I've got one other thing. I will just mention the Witch's Date book. I think I got this as a gift last year. I don't think I bought this because I've had this in the past and I've been aware of this for many, many years and I don't tend to buy it. But I will say that this actually combines the elements of all 3 of those, to be honest. We've got a month to view. Boxes are a little bit small for me. There are dates and times, for example, Sun enters Gemini, flower moon, Beltane. It's got information, it's got magical correspondences in terms of colours, bits and pieces like that. However, it just doesn't grab me for some reason. There's nothing wrong with it. It's been going since I was 17 years old, 1998. Fantastic book. I know many people use it, but I think for me it's a bit flimsy and I don't know, there's just something about it that just does not quite reach out to me. I just tend to prefer using these 3 books instead. But one thing I need to show you is we bought Gwydion's 2025 moon calendar. So I've not shown you this on this channel before. I need to show you without getting all the light reflected off. This is a moon calendar. It's got the entire year on it and it's got all the different phases of the moon, and it's actually got the different astrological signs and the times, and it's got a wealth of other information on there. I'm going to hold it up close, see if I can do that without getting too much glare. We've never bought this before. I've never bought this before, just partly due to practicality. It's created and produced in Glastonbury, and it is just basically printed on a big sheet of paper. And quite often, I've been with someone else, or I just haven't fancy carrying a slip of paper around, didn't want to roll it up and damage it, just for practical reasons, just never bothered buying one. But this year we bought one, put it in the back of the car and transported it home, and it's now in a frame. So we'll get one every year. There's a wealth of information on here. There is stuff about moon phases, altar correspondences, wand cutting, the solar year, there's the wheel of the year stuff. There's even a funny thing on it called Spot the Coven, and there are 12 witches actually printed on here that you have to find. For example, I don't know if you can see, but there's one just here. They're tiny, and then they are hidden throughout, which is quite fun. So yeah, absolutely fantastic purchase. Now we've got that framed, we shall never be without. It's got the sabbats on there, the espats. It's absolutely great if you've got like a study room or a temple room. It looks really, really nice. They've got one up in the Covenstead where we go and stay. We've got that up in our living room now, so we will purchase that onwards now that we've got one. But yeah, never bothered before, just purely because of practicality. But I believe that you can get them online. I think we got that in the Goddess and the Green Man. Other places in Glastonbury do it, but I think you can get it online. It suggests that you Google search Gwydion's 2025 moon calendar, and you should be able to bring up where you can find that. So just to add in conclusion then, at the end of this video, I have picked the same books as the year before. The Eccolo planner is in its second year because I just really, really loved that. But this year, if I find a different one for next year, I will absolutely change. I don't believe in being too rigid. I can imagine that the Almanac and Moonology will be books that I will continue to use. They're just so helpful for me in my work. If I get to the point where I find a fourth book that's really, really helpful, then I will move to 4 books. If I find a book that has all of the information that's in Moonology as well as the Almanac, then I will move over to that. I'm not rigid at all with these things, but at the same time, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. I'd love to hear what your system is for planning your year, staying on top of things, and also prepping and planning in terms of the wheel of the year. I'd love to know if you use something different. I'd love to know if you use the Witch's date book, whether that just works really perfect for you. I'd love to know if there's something that you think I should see, let me know and I'll check it out. And yeah, we'll see where we're at next year with the same topic. If I find using the same books again, then I doubt very much I will make another video like this, unless of course there are huge major changes within these publications. But I think that being a witch is very much about embracing your life and what happens in it, and about being practical. And for me, this is the best practical option, and I'm not ashamed of that at all. I'm not ashamed of the fact that I use a bog standard planner, because at the end of the day, I have to plan my life, I have to juggle a lot, and I have to be responsible, and I have to make sure that I make my commitments. I don't forget doctor's appointments and stuff like that, and that, I can keep the cemetery witch going and do that as in an organised way as possible. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love if this was covered in witches. And again, it seriously gives me food for thought about creating my own. So I'm gonna look at that and see how easy that would be to do. Perhaps there is a way that I could do that. I could create my own, which would be fantastic. But yes, those were my picks for 2025. I would love to hear what you think. Thank you so much for watching. And if you got all the way to the end, thanks especially for watching, and I shall see you soon with another video. I'm going to do one on the books that I received for Yule, so just keep an eye out for that. I don't know how soon that's going to be. It might be in February or March, but that is coming up next. And yeah, take care of yourself. Love and blessings. Bye.